Meanwhile, we are getting reaction to President Trump's new executive order to tackle homelessness. He says he wants to make it easier for cities and states to stop people from sleeping on the streets.
NBC4's Conan Nolan joins us live from our newsroom to break down the order and its impact right here in Southern California. Conan?
That's right. We're still trying to assess the impact. It's an executive order. It is not a law. And it appears that the federal government and the White House is trying to use the power of the purse and purse strings to get the city of Los Angeles and the state of California to fall in line. The executive order from President Donald Trump was signed without fanfare or in front of cameras and was left to U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli to explain.
It's going to remove any legal impediments to allow cities to enforce anti-camping laws, open drug use laws.
The executive order calls for a tougher response to the chronically homeless than what has been offered in cities such as L.A., San Diego, and San Francisco, where some leaders argue that seeking help can no longer be voluntary.
We've got to get people into treatment. We got to get people into the help they need.
The administration is also targeting the housing first policy, which many California cities have adopted.
You cannot camp on a public sidewalk. You do not get to use drugs in open where kids are walking around and people are trying to take a walk in their neighborhood.
Mandating treatment into facilities that don't exist in Los Angeles County is not possible.
John Masseri is the executive director of People Concern, a nonprofit that provides services to the homeless. He says the bed space and facilities to treat the mentally ill and addicted do not exist at the scale the executive order requires.
And the only alternative is that you're going to have to use the power of law enforcement or detention centers to basically sweep people off the streets. And I think for some people that may be okay, but from our perspective, that is not going to make the problem better. It's going to make it worse, and ultimately it is not going to solve the problem.
As for the threat of withholding federal funding, L.A. Mayor Karen Bass says that's already happened with passage of the congressional budget bill.
In terms of cuts to health care, the Medicaid cuts. And so that's one of the funding streams for facilities for people to stay in, especially people who are gravely disabled. If you want to end street homelessness, then you got to have housing and services for people who are on the street.
But it's not clear how the president's executive order will directly impact the city or the state and may end up in litigation like so many others. Kristen Welker is with Meet the Press.
It gives other Republicans a talking point, an argument to make, particularly as we say, as they start to try to hold on to the House and Senate. But again, those questions about what the actual impact of an executive order is it not merely the optics of the executive order, Conan?
Polls indicate plenty of Americans and plenty of Californians are very, very frustrated with the homeless problem. The mayor of Los Angeles says she understands that. She says, though, that the number of homeless on the streets of L.A. have gone down over the past 2 years. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.